Hi guys, I'm Cheyenne. I'm what I call a spiritual hedonist, and I'm here to tell you that you can be brave enough to go after absolutely anything you want to do in your life. When you say yes, life happens for you and unravels what is of your highest aligned good. In this tale, I'm going to be sharing with you how last year in 2025, I full sent on Burning Man with 9 days notice, and my camp leader did say I was the most prepared person in camp, so I'm pretty proud of that. So if you're into adventuring, Burning Man content, please subscribe, like this video, and leave me a comment. I'm really grateful that you're here, and let's dive the fuck into how I pulled off going to Burning Man on 9 days notice. Truly, my relationship with Burning Man started how everybody else's does in the world. There was a world where I had no idea what this thing even was, and then one day it gently drifted into my awareness, and there is not a world that I do not know about Burning Man anymore. I originally heard about Burning Man in the distant ethers. My long-term friend and mentor survived Mudburn of 23 and came back to tell the tale. That was the first time I ever heard of this, and I said, damn, that is crazy. And that was the end of that. Fast forward to the summer of 2025, I am dating this guy who's really into the EDM rave scene, and he mentions, hey, I'm thinking about going to Burning Man in August. Coolio. You have a good time. One of our mutual friends also shared with me that he was going. So I asked him, what is Burning Man and why should I go? And he directed me to the 2018 Burning Man film. By the end of that film, I was so emotionally invested in this project, I needed to be a part of it. This place feels like somewhere I could truly belong because I've always been rebellious, free-spirited, my Aquarius rising rules my mentality. So after I watched that video in July of 2025, I knew that Burning Man was going to be on my radar for the rest of my life, but I still didn't have that deep-seated desire like I need to go this year. July of 25 was a particularly cruel summer. I had a couple of experiences happen for me that really shaped my life. August 10th, I found myself on Moonlight Beach in Encinitas, processing what the fuck that was. And after a few hours, I came to the conclusion that I truly desired to go to Burning Man. I told the ocean, and I'm going to roll you the clip that I sent my friend just 4 hours later. What happened at that beach?
I went to the beach today and I told the ocean that I want to go to Burning Man. And I did some card reading and it was like, you gotta trust what you're feeling you should do. And I was like, no idea how that would happen because last I heard tickets were a fat chunk of money. And I get home and I shower, I sit down to eat. And my friend, she texted me, she said, I got a ticket. Oh fuck. Count me the fuck in. Holy shit. So once it's purchased, I'm going to Burning Man. I'm so excited, but I'm also terrified. I'm gonna sleep on this decision, but I'm like 98% because why would God do this if it wasn't meant to be? Anyways, so now I gotta prepare for that. So now I'm like, I'm gonna come home to Arizona. I'm just journaling about how much I'm freaking out. When I say, I don't care how it happens, God, I wanna go. And then my friend's like, hey, you wanna go? And I'm like, okay, then I gotta go, you know? So, anyways, toodaloo.
The guests were flabbered. So I accepted that ticket, and for context, I was a nomad during this portion of my life, so everything I owned was already basically in my car or in storage at my family's house. So I had to drive from San Diego to Chandler, Arizona, and from there I spent the next 9 days completing this huge list of tasks that I've now put upon myself. And somehow everything on it appeared and was completed in time. I was kind of freaking out the entire time, waking up with I woke up with a lot of anxiety every day, like, oh my God, what am I fucking doing? This is crazy. But the more I walked towards this path with bravery, the more things started to unfold for me. All of the outfits I either borrowed or took from my own closet. I looked through all of my camping gear I already had, and it was pretty complete. One of my best friends gave me her bike and lent me her bike rack so I could go. Like, such a fucking angel. One of my other friends lent me money for my Amazon order so that I, one, would not be a dark wad, 2, could have a bike basket, and 3, we had walkie-talkies, which didn't work, so don't waste your money on that. To find a camp, I actually reached out to the Burning Man Facebook group and put up a post and said what I was looking for, and I got so much beautiful feedback. There was at least 20 camps that reached out and was like, hey, you can come be part of us. Everything I needed for Burning Man appeared for me because I kept walking towards it and putting in effort. I just knew I was divinely guided and protected as I was making my way to do this. I put in so much energy in 9 days' time. To me, of course I pulled it off. Like, I tried really hard. The 2 or 3 days leading up to actually departing for Burning Man, I was like in this anxious fever dream. Like, I'd wake up questioning myself because I had no idea what it was actually going to be like standing in this one-of-a-kind city that literally appears from nothing every year and disappears. It's an experience. I was so overthinking all of the things, but that led me to be very, very, very prepared. Honestly, a lot of people get scared because it is a desert, but I grew up in Arizona. I'm a desert rat. So the idea of how to survive a desert did not freak me out. What did kind of freak me out was the intensity of like the 10 burner principles, the fact that there are undercover cops walking around and like trying to trick people, and the roughness of the environment. Like, the burners on Facebook don't represent the burners as a whole, and so sometimes you are like, damn, is everyone gonna be just like mean and like spitting on me and like kicking me to the curb? It's not like that. It's not like that. I met the most amazing burners last year that are beyond welcoming. They just want to see that you are like about it and not just coming to have a plug and play experience. I watched so many different videos on Burning Man and collected so much information that I felt truly prepared to go. I ended up driving the 14 hours from Chandler, Arizona to Black Rock City completely by myself. You guys, this is actually really funny because first of all, it's a very lonely road to drive. Like, there are not a lot of cities along the way. It is pretty barren, and so it can feel really intimidating. You know, I brought an extra gas can just in case. I had a spare tire. I was driving a Prius at the time. I had a roof box. I had a bike attached to the back. Your girl was going on an adventure. I ended up staying at a hostel in Mammoth Lakes on Saturday night. I got to the hostel pretty late, around 10 o'clock. I'm gonna roll you the clip. I literally just chopped my bike off and am taking it inside my hostel because I don't have a good feeling about leaving my bike like out in the rain. So this is the most Jimmy rigged shit I've done. I got here like way late and I feel so bad because there's 2 other girls in my room and I like snuck in and I was like, oh no, and I like woke them up. I'm like, fuck, now I gotta go like take a shower and I'm just literally gonna just go sleep and then wake up at like 4 and leave. I feel really bad, but that's what I gotta do. And I wrote this note that was like, please do not take my bike. Not that I don't trust other travelers, but I had no idea, and I knew I would have been screwed if I didn't have a bicycle. I got maybe 5 hours of sleep and I woke up at 4 o'clock, took a shower, watched the sunrise over Mammoth Lakes. That was gorgeous. I stopped some city along the way and grabbed like last minute breakfast food. And as I was driving there, the line queue was being updated on a website. At first it was 3 hours and then 4 hours, and I was like, that's chill. And then when I arrived at the dust, first of all, that was fucking crazy to be like, there it is, oh my god, fucking wild. After I got onto the Playa, I realized I was going to be sitting there for a very long time, and at first I had a pretty good attitude about it, but until about hour 6, 7, the line stopped entirely and they shut it down because there was a whiteout going on. If you know me from last year, I went viral as fuck because I got stuck in line for 19 hours to get into Burning Man. Yeah, I'll link it all up there because you'll want to see this. It was actually crazy. I documented pretty much every hour and you can see me go from like, I'm excited to like, I'm so tired. I had to have the person behind me honk at me, and I would take like little baby naps. I was exhausted. I went to bed whenever they shut the gates down officially, 8:30 at night, and then I woke up at 4 and everything started moving again, thankfully. I still had to go to will call and then make my way to my camp.
It is 6:56 in the morning and I just made it through. They just scanned my ticket. They asked me if I had buckets of glitter and stowaways, which I don't. This guy just like glanced in there and he's like, you're good. So I am so excited that like I'm about to go to my camp right now. Oh my god. It's been literally almost 48 hours of travel to get here at this point, because I left 7:30 Saturday morning. It is now 7 o'clock Monday morning. Like, this is so crazy. But I'm so excited to go burn, baby!
My beautiful campmates always serve coffee in the mornings. Shout out to Jenny and Naked Yoga. I love my campmates, and I will never forget the advice that my camp director told me. He said, this place is magical. It's a fun wonderland of things to do every day, everywhere you go. But keep a little parakeet on your shoulder. And to him, that meant keep a part of your real life with you, because even though you're out here and it's like the biggest adult camp ever, but you need to sleep, you need to eat, you need to stretch. You can't just party. It's very easy to do that, but it's not good for you as a real human being.
Megan says, don't divorce your parakeet. But honestly, I put my parakeet on the shelf before I came out tonight.
That whole week I documented as my Virgin Burner series. I will link that video right here, because that was like the most raw and honest I could have ever been. And like, I'm crying at the end because of how much I love Burning Man. You have the fun outfits, fun activities, there's food, there's entertainment, there's adventure. And the burner principle that I really admire most is the immediacy. If you don't take the opportunity right here, right now, you might not have it again. There might be an art car driving by and they say, hey, jump on. You bet your ass you gotta jump on right now. Right now. There is no other time. It is such a beautiful, chaotic place to be, but there's also this sense of deep reverence and grounded energy, and I'm getting chills as I say that because the Playa is magical. I'm making a few more videos on Burning Man, and the magic of the Playa is one of them. Do's and don'ts, virgin burner tips, and things that I'm looking forward to and things I will not be doing again are all going to be documented and shared with you. That Burning Man film changed everything for me, and so I hope that you get to watch my life, my burn, other people's burn experience, and realize that it's not that terrifying of an experience. It actually opens up an entire new way of being, and you will never be the same again. And I know, I said I'm going back on 3 weeks notice. If I loved it so much, why didn't I know I was gonna go? I had a friend break up and I didn't want to attend with that person anymore, so I thought it was off the table for me. My friend reached out, the same friend from last year who got me a ticket, she got me another ticket, and it worked out. And I know I kind of was like, burning veterans can be really mean, but like, they want you to have fun. They want to feed you. They want to bring you into their experiences. They want to show you something fucking wild. They want to push your limits. But most importantly, they want to continue to pass down the true traditions of what Burning Man is. So I'm documenting my journey for you and for me and for my future grandkids to watch, because I want them to know that they can go after whatever they want to do in life. Don't listen to the restrictions of what the world says you can or can't do. If you believe it, you can do it. Sometimes you just have to leap before you know it's fully gonna work out, and just witness how life unfolds for you when you are certain. You don't need to know the how. You just need to know the yes. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe, like this video, leave a comment, and if you want to keep up on my adventures in real time, catch me on Instagram @_Cheyenne Stewart_, and I will see you guys on the next video.